Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. What's with the sad face? Don't be sad. Don't be sad. No need to be sad. No need to be sad. Mm-mm. Whew, good Lord. I'm having a hard time getting your channel. Really? Well, we can also be heard on TuneIn as well as Simple Radio. And the other one is Radio USA. So either one of those, you can pick us up and hear us in full stereo. Yeah, in full stereo, not half stereo, but full stereo. Yeah. You know. Hey, Miss Walker. Good evening. Welcome to the Bedtime Story Show. Appreciate you. Yeah. Once again, don't forget to tell your friends about the station. Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Because without you guys, I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. Like I am now with one person. I'm talking to myself. What's really going on? Oh, turn the fan down here. Gotta get back, gotta get back. The Manhattan Transfer and Mystery right here on Bedtime Stories. That song was written by a guy by the name of Rod Temperton, who also wrote songs for Michael Jackson's album Off the Wall, as well as Thriller. Yeah. And of course, he wrote all the songs or co wrote the songs for the group Heatwave, Manhattan Transfer, and Mystery. Right here on Bedtime Stories with the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hopefully, you guys are watching me as well as listening to me. I'm on Facebook right now, Facebook Live. So make sure you tell your friends about it. And make sure you share it on your page, okay? Where it says like, comment, and share. Just hit share, all right? I appreciate it. For Shizzo, here are the Eisen Brothers and All in My Lover's Eyes, right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Doctor. Woo! Miss Walker, did you find it yet? Have you found it yet? Hopefully you have. Because I'm actually listening to the signal, so you should be able to get it tonight. I hope and pray. Angie Martin Turner, hello. Oh, you're not asleep, huh, Angie? Okay, wide awake. That's what's up. That's what's up. Whew. It is much cooler in here. You said not for long, huh? I'm so sure. I'm so sure. Anyway, yeah, don't forget to share the page on your page, Angie. Okay, before you fall asleep. Yeah, yeah, that always helps. Thank you so much. Oh Lord, he said not for long. Well, try to stay awake as long as you can. Okay. Still lining up some songs here. Good evening to you too. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, welcome to the bedtime story show, sir, ma'am, everybody. Angie says full and tipsy. Okay, that's about right. She said full and tipsy. Kevin Brooks, that's who that is. Well, full and tipsy can't be too good by yourself. So, you know, full and tipsy. What's going on, Red? Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you as always. And thank you so much for the money for the air conditioner. Ooh, man, I tell you, once I got it in the window right, it worked real. I, I had it tipped forward, so no air was getting into the house. I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't cold. So once I tipped it back a little bit, the water came out and everything was cool then. So once again, I do thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everything that you've done, um, you know, I really do. It's truly been a blessing. I can walk around my house wishing singers Patty Austin and Aaron Hall a happy birthday, both born on August 10th. Thank you so much. Yep. Guess we're gonna have to do some Patty Austin music tonight. Tonight. Yeah. Man, I used to have such a crush on Patty Austin until she lost weight. I'm like, what'd she do that for? You know. DJ Ronnie, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, what are you what are you putting there, Angie? Could someone decipher that for her, please, or for me, so I'll know what she's talking about? Yeah, she probably went through that whole bottle of tequila. Sitting on her kitchen table. Mm-hmm. Did I play that song again? I sure did. And I'm not even gonna stop it. I'm gonna just let it play. I'll be like, oops, my bad. Did I play that already? Okay. That should be a contest. If I play the same song in the same hour, you win absolutely nothing. I have no money to give you. Yes, I has no money. I took you all's advice and got one of those selfie rings. Fortunately, there was one sitting at work in my studio where I work at, and it was just sitting all by itself. Now, it usually sits, other places, but it was left by one of our former. Um, you're just you're the Jamaican. You have all the money. Well, thank you. Hey, I try. Trust me. I shoot, I keep it moving. Tomorrow I got VON, and then I have the gospel station, and Friday I got VON, and then I have yeah the Williams and Pizza. Oh, that's right. I'm not going to be in Williams and Pizza. I'm going to be out in somewhere else doing a party. So I had to call my boss tonight. Oh, wow. Shows you how much attention I'm paying. I'm like, okay, didn't I just play that song? He said, maybe he likes that song. I tell you. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Red. Thank you so much, Red. I really appreciate you. I love my apartment. Your sister and brother-in-law are just wonderful people. Every morning when I see him, I have to salute him because he's thus far he's one of the best landlords I've ever had. Now I've had some really sucky landlords before, but he's the far best that I've had so far. Even when I lived in my aunt's building, she was not the greatest landlord because when the apartment caught fire, she was like, I guess you're going to find somewhere else to live. I said, Auntie, you're not going to fix up the apartment? Well, I feel like you set it on fire or your daughter set it on fire. I was like, why would I burn my own stuff? Ain't what I really wanted to say. But anyway, big ups to Mr. and Mrs. Matthews. Thank you so much. Yvonne and Michael Matthews. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. I really do. Happy birthday to Patty Austin from all of us here at WOSD Radio, DB Chicago, Biggs Radio, and the best music of your life. Here's So Amazing. When did you start there? I've been at Williams Inn Pizza for, I want to say 3 months now. 3, 4 months. No, I think longer than that. Because of them, I was able to save up enough money to get this apartment. That's a lot of money, but it's like I get paid in cash. So yeah. So if you're listening, IRS, I'm back. But yeah, I've been at Williams and Pizza. Hold up, one more thing. I gotta brush my hair. It's all out of place. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. There was a hair out of place. Anyway, yeah, I've been at Williams Inn Pizza for, I want to say like 3 or 4 months. Yeah, Friday and Saturday. Unfortunately, I won't be there this Friday because I got another set to do. So they understand when, I got a big gig that's paying more money. So I got to be sure to text my boss and tell him that I won't be there on Friday. So, and normally when I send somebody there, they always mess up. You know the owner? What's his name? Tell me. No. But it's like every time I send somebody to DJ for me, they always mess up. They always play the wrong music. You know, they want to talk and be a star and all that stuff. It's just background music while people are eating pizza. You know, I sent one person, and I'm not gonna say his name, to DJ for me, and in the middle of the night, I got a text from the boss. He was like, your boy's playing hip hop. He's playing this. He's playing that. You know, it ain't that kind of party. You know, and then he called, and then of course the next day I talked to him. Oh man, they don't understand. Man, yeah, this is my craft, and they don't understand it. I've been playing music long, and he's been selling pizza. I'm like, but he's paying you. So of course, yeah. I'm like, so I can't send anybody else to DJ for me. All you gotta do is play 90s music and up. No rap. It's just that easy. Yep, Jamal. And that's all you gotta do. 90s music and up. No rap. Just the latest stuff that makes sense with no rap, and 90s music that everybody remembers with no rap. He's playing the Ghetto Boys. I was like, okay. And he's talking about his craft and, I do this and this, this ain't who I am. And I'm like, who's paying you? That's all. Who's paying you? So now I can't send anybody else ever again. I sent somebody, he sent them home. So I said, look, if I don't do it, it don't get done. Y'all just play the iPhone until I get back the next night. That's it. I'm like, oh, you mean I can't take a night off because these jokers don't want to play just music? Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody wants to get on the mic. Hey man, I didn't bring no mic. You don't have to. You ain't got to say nothing. Play 90s music and up. No rap. No Ghetto Boys, no Lizzo, no nothing. If they want to hear Beyonce's album, play it. If you got it, play it. That's it. He told me one night, he texted me and said, don't talk. Okay. With what you're paying me and I don't have to bring any equipment, okay, no problem. I won't say a word. They ain't got to know who I am. It ain't that serious. Biggs, what's going on? Ain't nobody finer than Dinah. Biggs, all that talking over the music blows me. But some, and that's just it. And people get mad because I don't want to associate myself with DJs. DJs play music and talk. People who, they just have to be heard. They have to be seen. I'm this and that. I'm DJ Smoking Joe, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, there are white people down there that don't care who the hell you are. There are young black people who don't even. It's just, every now and then I'll get a request for a song. And then, of course, the stuck up black girls that come down there, I don't get that. But, I ain't down there to meet nobody. So. Exactly. You ain't got to say nothing. But once again, I can't take a night off because I can't find anybody that plays what I play. Patty Austin and James Ingram. Baby, come to me. Let me put my arms around you. This was meant to be. And I'm oh so glad I found you. Need you every day. I love that song. I love that song. I remember we were watching, when I didn't have a job, watching General Hospital, and that song became popular on General Hospital. I never will forget it. They played it. It was Luke and Laura's song. It was Luke. It was. It was Luke and Laura's song, "Baby Come to Me" by Patty Austin and James Ingram. When they first put it out, it was nothing. They couldn't. They couldn't even. They couldn't pay nobody to play it. They started playing it on General Hospital. The next thing you know, boy, Quincy was like, "I think we need to print some more of those jokers up, huh?" Yeah. And it became a gold and platinum hit. Happy birthday to Patty Austin. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Another birthday today, Erin Hall. Yes, she does. She has some pretty eyes. And she was, you know, kind of chubby there, and I like the chubby girls. Yeah, I like them kind of plump. Plump with, tig old bitties. And that's just me. And that's how players got to be. Everybody's got, had to rhyme that. Everybody has a preference. All guys, man, I like skinny girls with no breasts, like, or I like, short women with short hair, or I like skinny women with long hair and no breasts. Well, hey, if that's what you like, cool. But that ain't me. You know, my women got to be fluffy. They got to have some weight on them. They got to have some meat on their bones. And they can't have no jacked up looking feet. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. You call me Marcus Grant, whatever. They got to have, they can't have hammer time going on in their shoes. You know, I dated this one girl. She was like, "I hope you're not a foot man." I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, I'll show you." She said, "I'll show you the good one." The good one? Okay. Patty turned 70 years old today. That's all right. 70. Wow. She used to sing background. Her and Luther were background singers together. Yeah. But, they got no going on. I saw this one lady. It looked like her foot was balled up in a fist. I'm like, ooh. And she was wearing flip flops. I'm like, ooh. I'm sorry. I know it's summertime and everything, but ladies, if your feet look like you've been walking on the other side, don't do it. If you got, you know, if you got Flintstones going on, don't do it. Don't. Mm-mm. You put some socks on. No open-toed shoes, no nothing. I'm sorry, Ronnie, but hey, it is what it is. I don't want to see no hammer time. I don't want to see no claws. No. Sand them jokers down. Mm-mm. I don't see no Barney Rubble, no Fred Flintstone, none of that. No. But you say you have to stop listening to me. Cover them jokers up. How dare you come outside looking like that? Don't do it, ladies. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. Don't do it. If you can't, you know, and it ain't nothing but a pedicure. If you go get a pedicure, there is a chance that they could fix that. Now, some women feet can't be fixed except with surgery. I'm I used to work with this lady at GCI. May she rest in peace. Can't say her name, but she went and had surgery. They had to put they had to break her toes and put pins in them so they could straighten them out, so they could flatten them out because they were like. And she got, what's up? Shake and bake. What's going on, man? You know. And some men, they don't care about no feet. They're like, she got a big ass. Oh, okay, cool. She got some tickle bitties. It's cool. But I check out the feet. I'm sorry. I have to check out the feet. Hey, I'm just saying, you know. Now, Russell may not even care. Russ, like, it's like, you know, just throw the girl in the bed and turn the lights on. You ain't got to look at her feet. I get that. I understand that. Just throw them in the bed, turn the lights out. You ain't got to look at their feet. Make sure they have on some socks, some sweat socks, so they don't cut up the bed, or slice up your leg getting in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I want to cuddle. No, you don't. Not with me, you won't. Not with them claws. Cats with claws. No. Mm-mm. I bet Patty got some pretty feet. She probably does. Now, some big girls got pretty feet. I don't know how that happens. You would think carrying all that weight that their feet would be like messed up. But I got to say this. May she rest in peace. My baby mama, Nanette, had the prettiest toes. And she used to work, where did she work at? She worked at this fast food restaurant. And I would always go pick her up. And women feel the same way. Fix them feet, man. So I would pick her up from work. Can we keep moving with that? I would pick her up from work, right? And I would come in there and they'd be laughing at me like, I'm like, why are they laughing at me? I kind of told them that you a toe sucker. So these people were looking at me. They looking all in my mouth and stuff. I guess my teeth should be messed up from, But she just, she thought they were Flintstones because she, her feet were a little, her feet were chubby, but she didn't have no corns or nothing. They were the right size. The big toe and the one next to, one like the toe next to the big toe was like out here, and then the big toe was way back here in the cut. No, they were the way they supposed to be, like slanted. Anyway. Oh no. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get some cards and letters for that, won't I? But guys should get pedicures. You're destroying my red beans and rice. Oh Lord. Ooh, red beans and rice. Ooh, girl. I love me some red beans and rice. But women need to pay attention to all of that. Recently they have been. I've seen a lot of women, in the nail shop getting their feet done. I've been at a couple of clubs where the young ladies have had their feet done. I've been at the club where they've had their butts done. I mean, their butt is like, butt is like across the street. But they got these little stick legs. I'm like, Okay, I get it. They suck the fat out their stomachs. All of them, they got, you know, they didn't wore the waist trainers all week. And then they go to the club, they all sucked in and stuff. And the butt is way over there. And they think that shit is cute. Excuse my language. But they think that shit, you felt like cooking. You need to bring me some red beans and rice then. If you feel like cooking. As long as you put some turkey and not some pork in it. But anyway, so, they got these big old badunkadunk, the dunk, and these snatched waists, and then they walk it on stilts. They got chicken legs, not even the leg quarters. They just, well, that's the only way I fix it. Okay, with the pork in it, oh no, I can't do pork. Some smoked meat, yeah, but not no pork. My love. Happy birthday to Aaron Hall from Guy. That is Piece of My Love right here on Bedtime Stories. We're talking about women and their feet and other parts of their bodies. Now, most guys, they don't like big women. And they will tell you, oh, God, oh, she's too big. Oh, she's just, oh, my goodness. She'll crush me in bed. And that and, manicures and pedicures, I think those are real important. Whenever I go every 2 weeks. Let you ladies know, I go every 2 weeks, get my nails done, and every 3 weeks to get my feet done, right? Because I have the ingrown toenails going, so they don't feel real good. But Russell Baker, Shake and Bake, he said manicure every 2 weeks, a pedicure once a month. I need her feet to be on point. If I'm heading down south, I want to put them in my mouth. I need a special and to have her pretty feet, period. Well put, Russell Baker. See, I knew I liked you for a reason, brother. You like a man after my own heart. The feet have to be on point. They have to be. They just have to be. There's no doubt about it. You know, my two wives, they had pretty feet. The first one, oh yeah. And she was a big girl and she had pretty feet and little bitty hands. Oh my God. And then, of course, Kimberly. It's like, oh, shoot. Red said, I don't blame you, Al. When I meet a guy, I check out his teeth, nails, and feet. I know that's right. Make sure they got teeth, especially at our age, right, Red? Make sure they have teeth and hands. And, ladies don't want no rough hands feeling all up on them. When you cuddle, you want to, you have to be strong but soft, fellas. And there's nothing wrong with getting a pedicure or a manicure. Ain't no gay stuff. Women like that stuff. That's just my advice. I know, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. The two of you all go together. You know. Um, me and my wife used to go all the time. It's like, we going to the nail shop? Yep, we going Saturday morning. Okay, cool. It's not gay, it's self-care. Thank you. Thank you. See, another man said it. So it's not just me, okay? You know. But yeah, women don't want, when you rub their cheek, they want, they want the skin to still be on their face. I'm just saying. They want the skin to still be on their face. It's called, you heard of landscaping? Well, that's manscaping, you know. I remember when I was a kid, there was this guy that grew up on my block, or I grew up on the block with. This sounds like a conversation from Boomerang. Absolutely. Mr. Dave, That's what we call them because we never call anybody by their first name. But his name was David Brack Sr. And he would always, you know, uh, he would always go to this. No, well, he wouldn't even go. He had the manicurist and the pedicurist come to his crib. I'm like, now that's a man's man, and you know, his shirts were always pressed. He always had on a hat and everything else. He was always sharp, even though he was retired. You know, he was retired, but he always kept his stuff fresh. White shirt, slacks, Stacy Adams hats. That's where I get it from. That's that 47th Street style. I don't care what anybody says about that. It's like, you know, that's what you do. That's how you dress. The baggy pants, the hanging off your butt, showing your drawers, $500 Jordans. Oh, hell no. You won't catch me looking like that. No, sir. Not me. Mm-mm. Yep, not me. Yep. Her feet. I want perfection. I know that's right. I want to see asses wiggling. I want perfection. What? But and to be honest, no woman is perfect. No woman is absolutely perfect. I looked like my first wife. I looked her up and down, and I was looking for imperfections before I even married her. I looked at her pictures before I married her. Her pictures on Facebook. I'm like, this lady had kids, and her stomach is like this. So I finally got her to fess up about the stomach, right? Because every black woman has that pouch. Every Hispanic woman has got that pouch. So I said, okay. So she finally fessed up. She said, I got a tummy tuck and I got insurance to pay for it. So I had them to, do the tummy tuck, and I was going to have the fat sucked out and put in my ass. So, you know, and something told me, don't ask what happened, because it never made it out back there. And she hated women who had big butts. Oh, I mean, she just despised them. What she need with all that ass? That's what Eddie Murphy told Martin Lawrence. I know, right? He said, you're not gonna F her feet, are you? He's like, man, you got to look at them. You got to look at them. I'm just saying. But I remember going to see Boomerang. I never will forget this. I went with this young lady whose name I will not divulge. But her and I went to see Boomerang, right? And that scene where he pulls back the covers because she's so, Leela Rashawn was just so fine in that movie. You know, she was fine in that one. He put her in Harlem Nights, all of that. So she was just so fine in this movie, right? And he pulled back them sheets and you saw them knots on her toes. I'm like, please don't let that really be her feet. Please. And they pulled back them covers and, you know, he said, the young lady that I was with, she didn't find that to be funny at all. And, everybody in the everybody in the theater was cracking up. They were like, she was like, I'm sorry, I don't get the joke. I'm busting up. Like, she's like, I don't get the joke. The reason she didn't get the joke was because, unfortunately, she fell into that same category. Don't touch them. Don't. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's why she didn't get it. I mean, people were just rolling. Yep. Hammer time. Everybody was rolling. And I was like, hi, honey. But this girl was, she was gorgeous, though. She was gorgeous all the way down to her ankles. And she was really tall. So, tall women tend to have big feet. And she did. She had small hands, though. Small hands, long fingers. She didn't get her nails done. She didn't believe in that stuff. But she had a friend. The friend was like a knockout. And she said her friend didn't like having sex. I was like, you're kidding. I mean, her friend was like, she was gorgeous now, but her friend was equally as curvaceous as she was. And she said, oh, no, she don't like to have sex. I'm like, she doesn't like to have sex. What planet is she from? What? She doesn't like to have sex. Wow. I mean, this girl was fine. I mean, women would say, damn, she fine. But she just didn't like it. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you won't have to worry about me doing your friend because you're just enough for me. And she was, as a matter of fact, when we dated, she was the one who initiated it. I was like, oh, okay. And when she was through raping me, she's like, oh, thank God. I said, what? I thought your ass was gay. Quincy Jones and Company. And If I Ever Lose This Heaven, which features Minnie Riperton, Leon Ware, and others. If I Ever Lose This Heaven, right here on Bedtime Stories. With the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer, thank you so much for joining us. To Ronnie, also to Miss Walker, and to Red. Thank you so much, Red. I cannot keep thanking you enough for this lovely apartment. Thank you for hooking me up with your sister and your brother-in-law. This is just, I mean, I looked all over. I was looking in the paper, and they wanted like $1,200 for a one bedroom, $1,500 for two bedrooms, so on and so forth. I'm like, well, what happened to back in the day when you could get an apartment for $500? They're like, that was back in the day, Al. Where have you been? I said, well, I lived in houses. I lived in people's houses. I lived in my house. I lived in my baby mama's house. I lived with my cousin in her house. I gave her like $300 a month, and of course a little bit more for other activities that I won't mention. But anyway, it was like I can't find anything for less than $1,000. That's crazy. Guess what? I mean, and I had everybody looking, everybody. And they're like, you're not going to find anything for less than $1,200. $860 a month, 2 bedrooms. Yeah, that's old school prices. Because what? I'm old school. This is Bedtime Stories, brought to you by our friends over at Grubhub.
Get the food you love with perks from
Grub. I like that commercial. It's got like a little house beat to it. Grub what you love. It's Bedtime Stories right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLP DB Indianapolis and Chicago, and the best music of your life, WRLN.com. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, I should say. Pat Westbrook, Miss Walker, and Ronnie. I was talking about rent before I went to the Grubhub commercial. Somebody said you're not going to find any place to live less than $1,000. I'm like, $1,000? What happened to $500? What happened to $550 a month? What happened to $650 a month? They say, no, you're not going to find anything. Now, back in the day, I had this apartment over on 78th and Cornell. I was right across the street. I could see the Regal Theater from my back door, right? And that was the last time that I paid rent somewhere. You know, that was years ago. After I moved out of there, I gave the apartment to one of my students. He ended up paying the rent. And so they went up on the rent. And even then, it was $480 a month. Pat Westbrook said, I know folks paying $1,700 for a 1 bedroom. Woo! Good Lord. Stake your claim now on the south and west side of Chicago before it's all gone. I know that's right. I'm like, whoa, what the hell happened? You know what happened? I guess we just got old, right? Yeah, I know. I was living in a world of fantasy, right? Here are the 5 stair steps on Bedtime Stories. Fantasy. Stake your claim now on the south and west side of Chicago before it's all gone. There's this building that I used to pass every day on the way home. The building sits on like 80, I want to say like 82nd, right off of Wentworth. It was on the other side of State Street, so on the Wentworth side. I think it's Wentworth. Oh, anyway, I might be. But anyway, it's like the apartment is just, I'm like, why hasn't anybody scooped up this apartment yet? You know, it looked like they had started, you know, doing some rehab on it. And it's just sitting there right on the corner of like 81st and Lafayette. That's it. 81st, 82nd and Lafayette. Beautiful building. And it's just sitting there. I'm like, see, now I should have some money to go buy, you know, a building and charge people, you know, that crazy rent that people say that I wasn't going to, you know, pay. I'm like, man, that's down the street from you. I mean, it's a beautiful building and it sits on like 80, I think it's 82nd and Lafayette. And it's just sitting there. I'm like, I would have gotten the building, rented it out, and just took the basement apartment for myself. That's it. I would have taken that bill. I would have bought that building, you know, and said, okay, I'll never have to, you know, pay rent again. They'll pay rent to me because I'll be sitting in the basement. It'll be all decked out, you know, like in coming to America, I have a jacuzzi down there and everything else. I'd be like living the life, and they'd be paying me rent, and I'd be like, just. Pat said, I recall paying $350 a month for a beautiful, fully furnished one bedroom with two balconies when I moved here to Dallas. I said I would never move. I heard that. It's two of them like that. We're being pushed out of our community systematically. Yeah, we are. We definitely are. Um, it's like they want, dare I say it, they want Bronzeville. Want Bronzeville. And it's like, why would they want Bronzeville? What? Why? Daily Dream. Yeah, I know, right? Bronzeville is one of the most beautiful areas, and that we have. Bronzeville, us. It's Bronzeville, not Vanillaville. It's Bronzeville. And I've still been trying to understand why. Okay, so they got all of the prime land downtown. I mean, the how Robert Taylor homes are gone. The Ickeys are gone. All of those buildings, they tore them all down to put up what? Condos, so the Caucasians could move from the north side and live downtown. I get it. How are folks affording it? No one wants to work. I know, right? Nobody wants to work. When I was living in, was it Calumet City and Dalton, every day I would see a help wanted sign, whether it would be McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes, Subway, whatever. Bronzeville has always been prime to me. And that's just it. Herb was the mayor of Bronzeville, Herb Kenton. But it's like, I will say this, the Rosenwald building over on 47th Street, big ups to whomever, rehabbed that building. They did a tremendous job. There are businesses in there, the whole thing. They got pictures of everybody who ever lived in the Rosenwald building. It's beautiful. Big old picture of Nat King Cole. I'm like, see, that's what's up, and that's just it. Can we get some more of that? They're always taking our songs and remaking them, right? You got AWB, they did, Work to Do, and, If I Ever Lose This Heaven. But every now and then we take a song and we just make it a soul classic, like all of the Beatles songs, We Can Work It Out. Stevie Wonder just, just made a masterpiece out of it. But that's just it. Every now and then we'll take a song that's done by a non-brother and just make it a classic. Howard Hewitt took the Eagles song, I Can't Tell You Why, and put the soul in it. It was already a good song. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of the Eagles. That's my favorite song by the Eagles. I Can't Tell You Why. And of course, Howard did a great job. Anyway, we were talking about plays are no longer, in existence. The Robert Taylor homes, the Ickeys, so on and so forth. Rosenwald. They tore all these buildings down only to put up condos. And the condos are still not filled. I guess they figured, people who could afford them, non-African Americans, would move back downtown. That's what they wanted. And some of them are like, oh, we're fine living up north. No, we won't move south of Cermak. They think anything south of Cermak is the south side of Chicago. Like, get out of here. Anyway, Ronnie said one of my classmates bought a building and her mom kept it in the family. See, that's what we need to do. That's exactly what we need to do. Here's Isaac Hayes and One Woman from Hot Buttered Soul on Bedtime Stories. It's Mrs. Greer, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Mrs. Greer. How was Bible study tonight? How was that old Bible study? I need to come over there to the walk. Word of knowledge. I almost said world of knowledge. I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you so much for asking. I remember, man, when we first got married and I was going to church and everything else, and people were rolling their eyes at me. I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on? And she finally told me, this is like, they don't like the fact that I have a man now. I'm like, what? Are you hungry? Yes. And I'm like, yes. I know. But yeah, they were hating me. I'm like, why do they hate me so much? The fact was that she had a man all of a sudden. So she wasn't part of that group that didn't have boyfriends, husbands, fiancés, concubines, or whatever. So all of a sudden, it was like she was the most hated girl in church. Here this man who looked, decent, not to blow my horn or anything, was accompanying her to church. And they were like, they were hating me for real. I showed up recently and they were like, oh, he's back. I never left. I just, played at two different churches. So, I ain't trying to run all over town just to, make the church tour. I'm just saying. But they was just, ooh, what's he doing here? This is we got a female pastor and we have nothing but female people in the church. Like, okay. A few of them had husbands, boyfriends, concubines, fiancés. But for the most part, it was like, why is he here? What's up with old boy? Mr. Look So Good. We would go out together and, Kimberly and I know how to dress. We know how to compliment each other. It was like, okay, what you wearing? Okay. And and it's funny because we would get dressed in two different rooms. She would get dressed upstairs and I would get dressed downstairs. I had, my own room downstairs. So all my clothes were downstairs in my closet. So we never dressed together, but then we would come upstairs and meet, in the kitchen and be like, looking at each other like, okay, all right, let's go. you know, it would be like unspoken. It was like, what you wearing? No, what you wearing? What color we wearing today? We would always, you know, it was always like that. It's like, okay, all right, brown, let's go. Oh, tan, okay, beige, okay, we're matching. Black, first Sunday, okay, cool. We're straight. They hated it. So I'm like, why they hating? You know, there's this one girl, I'm not gonna say her name, this one lady up there, she just could not stand me from day one. We I got hired to do the church picnic. This is when Kimberly and I finally got back together after 20 years, right? So they had a church picnic. She asked me, she said, "Are you still DJing?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's all I do." So said, "You're gonna need a generator." I said, "Okay, no problem." I got buddies that got generators. One of them, he bought the generator. I got the generator from him, set it up, fired it up, wouldn't fire up. I kept going, wouldn't fire up, wouldn't fire up. And finally, somebody said, "Did you put any oil in it?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, it is an engine, isn't it?" Okay. So I put some oil in it, fired that sucker up. Rah, it's going like, And then it finally mellowed out after a while. It was just humming. Put that choke on it, choked it. So it's running. It's like, and this chick is rolling higher. I told you should have went home. Oh, you should have left. Oh, you should have just gave us our money back. And I fired up that generator and started playing that church music. And the pastor came over to me. She said, "Son." I'm like, "I'm older than you, lady, but that's okay. You can call me son." "Son, we're not in church right now. I want to hear some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross." like, I'm like, "Okay." So, I started playing some, Got to Give It Up and the JBs and everything. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sure in love with you. Wherever you, I went into an Al Green run, Look what you've done for me. Ah, baby. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay. And she comes over to me. She says, "Son." She's still calling me son, like I'm. She said, "Son, are you married? Because Sister Kimberly over here is looking for a man, and I just want to." I said, she's like, "Pastor." I said, "Well, ma'am, to be honest, yes, I am currently still married, but my wife and I are going through a divorce. So currently, we're not living together under the same roof." She was like, "Oh, well, Sister Kimberly over here." She didn't know that I already knew Kimberly. From 20 years later, she had no idea. So she kept, she was talking her up like, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, all right. Yes, okay. I'm listening. Okay, you have my attention, yes." And she keeps going on and on. "John Caldwell, what's going on, sir?" Selling Kimberly like, like I didn't know her. I'm like, "Okay, all right, cool, all right. Hook it up. Hook me up with her." Yeah. So I started coming to church. And one thing led to another, and she was still, when a man, you know, you need a man to come to church with you. She couldn't get the other guy to come to church. It was like, it was like pulling teeth. I'm like, What time does service start, ma'am? Lady, ma'am, Miss Bell. What time we need to be at church? What time I need to get up? What time I need to get dressed? Oh, you coming to church with me? Yep, every Sunday. I'd leave one church and go to the other one. I was in church every Sunday and still am. To this day, I still am. Still going to two churches, you know. And that was it. But I never had a problem going to church, you know, especially if it was with somebody that I was with. I never had that problem going to church, you know. Men that don't go to church, with their woman, and the woman wants them to go to church, it should be a no-brainer. If she wants you to go to church with her, then you should go to church with her. If that's all she's asking for, okay. That's all you want me to do, to go to church with you? Okay, cool. I can do that. But most guys, oh no, it's like pulling teeth. Oh, man, it's too early in the morning. I work all week. I don't want to go to church on Sunday. Well, you don't want your woman, man, because there is a time that she's going to go to church and there's going to be some freaking deacon smiling in her face. And you ain't going to be at church that day. And she's going to tell her everything that she wants to hear. And you're going to lose your girl to the freaking deacon with the smooth talk. And that's it. Oh, baby, I'll never do you like that. Your man, he should be worshiping with you. You should be, y'all should be holding hands and worshiping the Lord together. I would never leave you alone. And that's how brothers get their women stolen. Just out from under their nose. Like, okay, fine. Don't come to church. Like I said, that freaking deacon with the smooth voice and, freshly coiffed, manicure, pedicure. Oh, don't steal your woman in church, because if that's what they into, they're going to get into her. Be a man. Can't you understand? So sorry. Da. From the album Joy, from the late great Isaac Hayes, that is, a man will be a man. Can't you understand? It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs right here on the internet, where there should be. Those other stations with their other hosts, it's like they do a pretty good job, but there's no replacing the original. You can put anybody in there, but there's no replacing the original. And I like to think I'm the original, or one of the originals, who did this Quiet Storm format. I'd like to think that. But a lot of other people would disagree with you. But, there would be no Bedtime Stories if it wasn't for my nephew, Drew Sean Williams, who came up with this whole concept. I said, Bedtime Stories? Okay, I like that. Can I keep that? Sure, you can keep it, because I'm not going to be doing Bedtime Stories anymore. I said, oh, okay. I tell you what, I'm going to take it and run with it. And I did. It's been Bedtime Stories for almost 12 years now. It's Herbie Hancock from right here in the Shy. This is Making Love with You. Making love with you. The freaking deacon Al Greer with the smooth voice. I know, right? But man, it wasn't always like this, man. It wasn't my voice changed at like 13 years old. It went from good night, mom, good night, dad to hey, mom, you got any grits? It's like, oh my God, he's growing up. Oh my God, listen to his voice. Oh my God. I would answer the phone at home and be like, hello. They'd be like, is the man of the house in? I was like, let me go get him. My dad would get on the phone. Hello? They're like, put the other guy back on the phone. Oh, no. My dad sounded nothing like me. Every now and then, his voice would creep out of my mouth. I'll say something that he, would say like to the kids. They're like, no, you ain't going nowhere. You better sit your. Oh, have fun tonight, sweetheart. Just come home in a decent hour, and I love you. That's something my father would never say, and never in that voice. Yeah, senor, you so and so, and then, not smooth at all. Even though my daddy looked like Billy D, he didn't sound like him at all. Like Willie D, like the Ghetto Boys. It wasn't deep, it wasn't smooth. It was just, he would always talk about me. He's like, you like the fat girls, don't you? I'm like, Dad, what's with the fat girls thing? Like the fat girls, don't you? I said, well, if you want to call them that, okay. Like the fat girls, don't you? He said, you don't marry them. You marry them skinny and then they get fat. I said, okay. Well, Mom wasn't exactly skinny. Now, do you think Chicago T.C. Carson used your persona in Living Single? He's from Chicago. You know what? I used to think about that all the time. That and Steve Urkel, that whole Stefan character, which was actually, my persona once I got older. When I was a kid, it was like, and then I got, then I saw the movie Lady Sings the Blues. And remember the scene where she first sees Billy D, as Louis McKay, and he's holding, he got I think he had a $5 bill, whatever it was. He said, you want my arm to fall off? I'm like, that's it. That's who I want to be like. I mean, the next day I went to school. I put a can of Murray's in my hair. Just packed it down. Put that do-rag on, stocking cap, whatever. Mom was mad because I cut up all of her stockings. Anyway, and I went to school the next day. I had on an old man suit. And I was like, just walking down the hallway, like, I was like, dang. And the next thing I know, I saw it on TV. I was mad. I'm like, he stole my swagger before it was swagger. I'm like, how the hell? Okay, never mind. So yeah, he stole my swagger. So yeah, I thought when I saw Living Single that, Kyle Barker. I'm like, you don't really mean that. It was like, who talks like that? That whole Kyle Barker thing. And to look at him now, it's like, what happened to you, bro? Anyway, so I just thought that T.C. Carson kind of stole my swagger. Steve Urkel stole my swagger to become Stefan, all of that stuff. But it was like, TC could have modeled his living single after you. And that's what it was, That's what it seemed like he did. I'm sure he never heard of me. But I mean, the way he dressed and everything else, that whole persona, that whole persona, that was me, you know. That and of course we were talking about boomerang and feet earlier. That was my thing too. I was like, I loved, you know, girls with pretty feet. And I thought that I was like, man, that's me up on the screen. I'm like, dang. And I just thought it was just funny. I didn't know he was from Chicago. Yeah, Terrence Carson or TC is from Chicago. But did I think that he stole my persona? Did he ever heard of me? And the answer is no. I don't think he's ever heard of me. But like I said, the Stefan character, the Marcus Graham character, I mean, right down to the way Eddie was dressing in the movie. Sounds like somebody got a flat. Yeah, they do. But anyway, but yeah, he's from Chicago. He could be mimicking you by listening to the radio, and that's a possibility that he heard me. I think TC came into his own. I think so too. But I will say this: that damn Keith Sweat. Keith doesn't talk like that. He does not talk like that. If you ever heard him, like when they interviewed him on Soul Train, he never sounded like that. It sounded like he was holding his nose, but all of a sudden now, welcome to the Sweat Hotel. Like Negro. It's like they gave him a what's up, Chef Greer, having fun. I love to tease him about that. Chef Greer, what's good? Hey Chief, what's good? Man, I'm chilling. I say I'm chilling. I can't complain. If I complain, I'll be joking. I got a 2-bedroom apartment. It's almost as big as somebody's house. Okay, I'm like, this could be a crib. This could be like a house. It's big. I got rooms that I haven't even been in yet. It's big. I got a whole room. It's got, it's like, oh, this is the pantry. I'm like, pantry. We'll put some equipment in this mode, folks. I'm like, I have cans of beans and stuff. No, I put that in the cabinet over the sink. I'm gonna put the equipment in here. I got mixers and stuff, and speakers and mic stands and all of that stuff. I'm like, man, this equipment room. 80th and Yale's my old neighborhood. Well, I'm no longer over there. I'm in Inglewood. But anyway, I'm about to give out my address, boy. There'll be a line of people downstairs to lynch me. But anyway, so, it's all good in Inglewood. I'm just saying, why you moved to Inglewood? It's bad over in Inglewood. I said it was bad in Cal City. It was bad in Dalton. Everywhere I've ever lived. Ooh, why you live over there? It's bad. He's talking about that apartment again. He should probably, I should probably get some vacuuming done. Hey, Troy, where you been, man? Man, what took you so long? Hey, I started on time. Hey, where you been? But anyway, Keith Sweat don't even sound like that. He has a normal speaking voice. Yeah, like to the Sweat Hotel. I got to play for you. Like nobody talks like that. Nobody. You know, except a character on the TV show. But anyway, yeah, yeah. MGD. I'm in Inglewood. Inglewood. Yeah, in a deluxe apartment on the second floor. Bring back your love, girl. Glenn Jones and Bring Back Your Love, Girl. Right here on Bedtime Stories with the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Miss Walker, John Caldwell, Greg Dorsey, or as I call him, MGD, Mr. Greg Dorsey, because he loves MGD, Miller's Genuine Draft. Man, if I can get you to come over to from the dark side to the Corona side, you need some Corona and some Modelo. Yeah, M&C, Modelo and Corona. But hey, you keep drinking that. You keep drinking that stuff. And don't get me wrong, Greg. Man, I used to drink Miller's Genuine Draft like it was going out of style, like they were going to stop making it. When they first started making it, I was like, oh, this is so good. Especially when it's like ice cold, like right above freezing. And I worked at this place called the 66, which is where I met Miss Bell, now known as, of course, Mrs. Greer. And she used to come up to the 66 on 66 and Western, and I would be chugging back MGDs, and she never said anything at that time. She never said anything. And then when we started dating, she was like, "You still drinking that piss?" I'm like, "Excuse me, that is Miller Genuine Draft to you." She said, "You still drinking that piss, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm still drinking that. Yeah." She said, "Let me hip you to this." And the next thing I know, I was hooked. Modelo and Corona. I love it. Just love it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a 6-pack this weekend of each. I'm going to get the Modelos and and the Coronas and put them in the back of the fridge so they get nice and cold. Here's Michael Henderson with a little help from Ray Parker Jr. This is Let Me Love You. Believe you could. Let me in your heart. Let me love you. I plan to do us both good. Let me in your heart. Said I'm having an MGD right now. My man. I miss you, man. I miss you. I really do. Every Sunday I would listen to Chef Greg, and I would come straight from church, just to see him at the station when I had a station. And those were the days, man. I had, we were on 79th and East End. And even then they were like, "Why you put your station over there, man? You know it's bad over there." It's bad everywhere. It's bad. It's bad here. It's bad in Inglewood. It's bad in, they shooting people in Dalton. I was in Dalton one night, and it was a shooting right up the street on Sibley Boulevard. I never will forget it. "See, I told you it was bad over there, and you over there." I'm like, that was just a random type thing, it's bad over there. It's bad over there. Okay. It's bad everywhere. I don't want to hear it. It's bad up there. What about WSNR. Man, I uh-uh. I was man. Who was it? Oh, Debonese Bird. Hey. Mm-mm. John Caldwell said, that's my own neighborhood, 77th and Oglesby. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. And that's just it. I grew up in South Shore. At first, I lived in Bronzeville on 47th and Champlain. Then we moved to 7925 South Euclid. And then I moved out. I moved to, I think my first apartment that I moved to was in Hammond. I lived in the Hammond Highlands with my then fiance, Alex. And we fell out and she moved out. I came home and it was like somebody had robbed me. Everything was just gone. I think she left the bed. That was about it. So yeah, she had moved out. She took all her stuff and moved out. And I just came in there and I was like, okay. Then I moved back home for a while. And they came by my then house, which was, my parents' house. And I ended up moving in the Hammond, not the Hammond Highlands, but the Highlands on 79th and Jeffrey. Guess who was in that building at the time? Herb Kent lived on the 7th floor of that building. And I used to see Herb, coming down on the elevator, right? Wherever he'd be going, be like, okay. And every time I saw him, it's like, Herb, you look younger and younger every time I see you, and he has something smart to say, Yeah, that's because I eat lots of food. Anyway, Herb, I don't want to hear that, man. You take your teeth out and do it. But anyway, so I would always see Herb in the building, whenever, either he'd be coming out of the building, going in the building, always see him in the elevator. And, that's how we got to be really close. Him being in that building, seeing him all the time. It was like, I heard Ray Parker Jr. is Bob Barker's son, but changed his name to avoid a scandal. Ray Parker Jr., Bob Barker. Okay. Really, really funny, Troy. You are hilarious. You are hilarious. I'm back. Ugh, good God. Woo. I tell you, it's great to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-mm. What's up to Dinah Lynn Biggs? I will see you Saturday at Rainbow Push. Rainbow Push. Mm-mm. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Excuse me there. So how is everybody's day? I see we got 4 people left. Everybody else went to sleep. You know, it's just going to be me and Troy going back and forth, trading barbs, as it were. But it's his what it's his. Like, where is everybody? Like I said, everybody's asleep. So, they got tired. Tired. And you'll never hear me say, "Oh, I'm tired." Well, I just said it. I'm tired. It's always something to get your energy up. Trust me. Yeah. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Did I say that? No. No, I don't do cocaine. Everybody waiting on Friday. I know, right? Bill collectors. Bill collectors waiting on Friday. I got to get a new mic stand. I don't like this one anymore. Slick Vic, what's going on? I don't want to do. Couldn't love you more. I don't want to do. The song originally done by the Spinners. I don't want to lose you. I love you just the way you are. From Phyllis Hyman, right here on Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you up, we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Hello to Greg Dorsey, aka MGD, because that's all he drinks. Troy Anthony, the Soul Pole, and Victor D. Jackson. Thank you, Slick Vic, for being on my Facebook Live. I appreciate you guys. And don't forget to share the live video on your page where it says like, comment, and share. Hit share, all right? What's up to Jamie McGrone? I will be on his TV show in the fall. As a matter of fact, they're going to be selling it to Channel 26, The U. And I'll be on there, gray hair and all. I wish that I had been in this apartment when it happened, right? Because for a long time I was like, man, when I get a shower, and I hate to say it, it's like, man, you didn't take a shower for like 7 months. You washed up in a face bowl. I said, desperate times come for desperate measures. You got to do what you got to do, So that was it, Hey, but now I got a shower, I did my hair up and all that stuff, Somebody said, you got new hair. This is not new hair. It's just, and it's not even a new color. It's the same color as my hair always was, Like Prince said, if you can't grow it, sew it. If you can't do it, glue it. And that goes for some of the brothers too, Everybody shaving their heads and stuff, It's like Michael Jackson didn't shave his head. He had a full lace front. Nobody even knew it. They're like, man, his hair grew. Yeah, after that accident, yeah, it grew all right. Yeah, he grew about a $2,500 wig. That's what it was. He was the king of pop and lace fronts. Here's the Gap Band. Jamie Mack, what's going on? J Mac. That's your new nickname. When I give people nicknames, they stick. There's this guy that I work with. His name is Titus Williams. One day, out of the blue, I just said, T-Dub. He's like, yeah, I like that. And it stuck. Now everybody calls him T-Dub. He got on the air one day, and, he was engineering somebody's show. He's like, oh, what's your nickname? Well, Al calls me T-Dub. T-Dub it is. So you J-Mac. 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 You got to say it, You got to say it, like you're in the hood. J-Mac. So thank you so much, Jamie. I really appreciate you and Maverick on the reel. Because I've never been a radio person. I mean, a TV person. Let me take that back. I've never been a TV person. But you guys made me feel like, like I belong there. Y'all tried to feed the hell out of me, but man, take you a plate, man. No, man, take you a plate. Take you a plate. Oh, okay. Take a couple of plates. Man, I ate all night at work. Man, take you some plates, man. Take some more of this jerk chicken. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll take some more jerk chicken. Man. So, they had it. It was almost like being at like when I would go to these different recording studios downtown to do these commercials. That's what it felt like. I'm like, man, they got a spread, and they got this, and they got that, and the waiting room or the blue room. And then they took me into the studio part. I'm like, the last time I'd been in a real studio was like when I was on Jerry Springer. I was in the audience on Jerry Springer. I wasn't on Jerry Springer. But it's like, I felt like, wow, this is great. I turned into James Brown. This you, man. Talking to Don Cornelius. It's all you. Yeah, it's me, man. This you? What white man gave you the money? Oh, this is me, man. I saved up my money and No, man, for real. What? Who did this? It's yours. It was like, it's mine, man. It's mine. Like when I had the radio station on 79th Street. Oh, who gave you the money for it? No one gave me any money, Mr. Brown. I just, Come on. You're driving me. You can tell me. No, this is all, this is me. I just, somebody said, there's this place over on 79th Street next to the Regal Theater that's renting out, office space. I'm like, so I got two offices. I got one space that I used for the studio, and the other space was my office, which I ended up sleeping in because, I got kicked out. But anyway, that's another story. Where you get the money from? I said, because I wasn't working at the time. So I had to make it work for me. In other words, we sold advertising on the radio station. And that's how, I had like one of those, grease pen boards. And I said, we got to make this amount of money every month. We got to make at least $600 a month in order for us to keep the radio station alive. And that was it. We needed $600 a month. Anything over that was gravy. All of the people who work for me, it's like if you sell time, if you sell your show, then you get to keep 5% of whatever you make. And that was it. I was real above board. I was real honest with everybody. I said, you can sell your own show, or you can, the commercials are run throughout the whole day or whatever. But whatever you can bring in, do it. And that's just it. And that's how it worked. It wasn't a one-man operation. It was like anybody and everybody who came through those doors, and the station, it wasn't all about me. And that's what I didn't want. I didn't want the station to be all about me. I'm the owner, and I'm on the air, and I said I want everybody to be a part of it. Not just me. It's just it's all mine. It's my station. And until one day, this this gentleman, and I use the term loosely, he challenged me, and I was like, what's going on here? We were having a conversation in my office, and he said something to me, Jamie, I know how easygoing and mild-mannered you are, but I think you'd have slapped the taste out of this man's mouth. I really believe that. And his comment was, that's why I get more pussy than you do. I'm like, what? Excuse me? What does this have to do with the radio station? I get more than you. Come to find out, this guy had been, because I gave everybody keys to get into the building. There was one door to get into the building, and then another key to get into the actual studio. Well, some people had keys to my office, which, was a no-no, first of all. I shouldn't have done that. This one guy had keys to my office, and he was using my office for other things other than doing radio work. Like I said, Jamie, you probably would have slapped the taste out of this man's mouth. I'm like, bruh. And he was real adamant about it. Like, yeah, man, that futon's pretty comfortable in your office. I said, excuse me? You use my futon to have sex on that I sleep on? I'm like, okay, all right, bro. He ended up quitting on the air because he was too lame to tell me that he was going elsewhere and starting his own radio station. Gladys Knight, the Pips, with a little help from Ashford and Simpson. That is the landlord right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Jamie McGrone, who has a TV show up and coming. It's going to be this fall, hopefully on Channel 26, which would be kind of cool. He's taped several episodes of it, and I'm in one of them. Can you believe that? Me on TV? That's going to be funny as I don't know what. And the name of the show is called That's Why I'm Here. And he told his story. He came on my station, and he told his story. And, I guess he and I cut from the same cloth, because I said I would never be broke again. You have to have different streams of income. And y'all know me, I'm part Jamaican, so I'm working here, I'm working there, I'm DJing on the weekends, I'm doing voiceovers, the whole thing. You know, somebody asked me the other day at work, they said, "When do you sleep?" I said, "When I get tired. When I look at my bank accounts, that's when I sleep. When I got enough money in both bank accounts, then I can sleep. Then I rest." Anyway, it's time for foreplay here on Bedtime Stories. Jamie McGrone, thank you so much for having me on your show. I cannot wait to see it so I can laugh my ass off looking at myself. I think I'm the most not handsome person in the world, and a lot of women they agree with that as well. They said, "Yeah, you were good to go on the radio, right?" Anyway, it's time to do the delivery dance from Grub Hub.
Who you love? The kind of dudes that make it good. Get the food you love with perks from Grub. What you love?
Mhm. Grubhub, an official sponsor of Bedtime Stories on WOSD Radio, DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis, and Chicago, and of course, WRLN, the best music of your life. Yes, we are syndicated, ladies and gentlemen. You can also listen to us on Simple Radio, which is an app, Radio USA, another app, TuneIn, that's another one, and of course, our own app through the Amazon Play Store. Now, unfortunately, some people cannot get our app on their phone because they have an Apple phone. Well, try the other three. Try Simple Radio, try Radio USA, or try TuneIn. TuneIn is on most phones and it works on everything, both um, Apple phones and, of course, the old-fashioned ones, as you all call them. Anyway, it's time for foreplay here on Bedtime Stories. This group hails from South Carolina, I believe. Their drummer was a guy by the name of Jeffrey Osborne. He was the drummer of the group, who became the lead singer, and of course took them to superstardom. Now I don't know whatever happened to the rest of the group, but I do know to this day, at I think he's like 77, 78 years old, he's still touring and still singing to this day. Tonight we feature the music of LTD, Love, Togetherness, and Devotion, featuring Jeffrey Osborne. This is Love Ballad. It is time for foreplay on Bedtime Stories. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie. I have never been so much in love. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. All righty. I'm back. Love, Togetherness, and Devotion was playing earlier. Okay, cool. Where were they playing though? I missed that. Slick Vic. Had to get a snack here. You know, when you got the sugar, you got to hit the snack. And this usually levels me off. So, oh, you were playing them. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. My man. Boobs, jugs, and tits. I was playing them earlier. I'm sure you were, Troy. I tell you, that Troy, he's a funny guy. I tell you, he's a funny guy. Love, togetherness, and devotion on the soul train. Yep. They're great hits. Yep, I remember when that first album hit, boy. Woo, man. I'm like, man. Every time I turn around, back in love again. I mean, they were killing it, boy. I wonder who owns the rights to their songs because you know their record company went out of business, A&M Records. So I wonder who owns their music. To remember, these hours I stay away from you. Yeah, I'm just wondering who owns the catalog of their music because you know most artists they don't own their own music. You know, they just you know for some reason or another they don't get custody of their own babies, and that's what happens. You know, which is so sad. It's so sad. It's like that's crazy. You know, for you not to have ownership. I talked to this guy. He's a popular singer. He says, I don't have my own records. He says, the only record I have is an album that I did that did nothing in the States, but it did everything over in the UK. It was number one in the UK. I was like, you mean you don't own your masters? Well, you know what Prince said, if you don't own your masters, then the master owns you, right? No sooner than Prince got his music, he met his demise. Same thing with Michael Jackson. As soon as he got his back catalog back, he was out of there. Was it a coincidence or something that was planned, you know. Um, and they both had doctors who prescribed them you know, this stuff, fentanyl. And it's ironic that both of them died from fentanyl overdoses. Both of them, both Michael Jackson and Prince. Now, there was a little rivalry going between the two of them, but they both died from this drug, fentanyl. They said Prince just went to sleep in the elevator. He just curled up and went to sleep. Now, once before, they had to make an emergency stop. It was either Peoria or here in Chicago. I'm not, I don't know the full story, but they gave him a shot of adrenaline straight to his heart. They jump started his heart like you would a battery, a car battery. It brought him back. And he checked himself out of the hospital. Should he have done that? No. He shouldn't have done that. But he checked himself out of the hospital. Where if he had stayed, he would have lived. Prince would have been around. Same thing with Michael Jackson. But, Michael was at home in his bed, and his physician, Conrad Murray. Yeah. And Conrad did a little time. He did a little time. He did a little time in the joint, but it wasn't a lot, because, that's what they wanted him to do. They wanted him to meet his demise. So when they said he got away with murder, Conrad Murray got away with murder. Of course, he'll never be able to practice medicine again as Conrad Murray. But I'm sure he's practicing medicine somewhere under another assumed name. But, and I'm sure these doctors were paid handsomely to, get rid of two of music's greatest artists of all time. I mean, at that induction of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Prince let him have it. Danny Harrison, what's my man, Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty. He let them jokers have it. My guitar gently weeps. He let them white boys have it. It was like, they started the song and they're singing, and all of a sudden, out of the right corner, Prince appears, with his guitar. It's like he just popped up on stage, and he rips into this solo that lasted for about a good 20 minutes. They had to extend the song because of Prince. They have released several versions of this song of them playing, right? Where you can see, where Prince actually gets up on stage and starts playing. And at the end of each one, you see him throwing the guitar into the air. It's like as if the guitar just disappeared. Prince was bad. Talk about mastering your instrument. That's how you do that. That's how you do it. I mean, nobody was badder than Prince. Nobody. You know, I don't care what nobody says. Oh, Eric Clapton, he's one of the best guitar players ever. Eric Clapton. That's all you got? Okay. Eric Clapton. When asked, so how does it feel to be the greatest guitar player ever? Eric Clapton said, you're going to have to ask Prince. Yep. So you got to ask Prince. I'm not the greatest guitar player ever. And Clapton was, you thought Clapton was jealous of Prince. He was jealous of Hendrix with his left-handed playing so. So I'm just saying, it doesn't get any better than that. That solo will go down in history as one of the best solos ever. They're still talking about it. Years after his death, they're still talking about that solo at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. With him, Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne of Electric Light Orchestra, and of course, Danny Harrison, son of George Harrison, who looks just like his daddy. Golly. Like this one looks like me. I'm like, good Lord. Look at her. Like I made that. I made you. I'm like, where did she get those looks from? Where did that come from? I don't know. I'm like, good Lord. Can you see that? That's my daughter. They say everybody has a twin. Like if you look at John Amos and his son, John Amos slept with a white woman. Let's just make that clear. He slept with a white woman. So, but his son looks exactly like him, but it looks like he just got a tan. He looks sick. Another case in point. What's his name? Lester Holt, whose top lip never moves. I'm Lester Holt. His son looks exactly like him. He's just, a lighter version. I'm like, okay. We've already discussed this, Al. I'm not dating your daughter. Stop trying. That's funny. She's married anyway. Plus, she would dwarf you. She doesn't like little short men, so she would kind of dwarf you. She'd be like looking down at you. I'm going to crush you, little man. You're back just to take care of me. Oh, yeah. Wrapping up foreplay. LTD, love, togetherness, and devotion. That is Stranger. Last night I loved the Stranger. I'm sorry, baby. I love the Stranger, but I was thinking about you, baby. You know how it is. What had happened was, Anyway, we have a lie for everything. And I got to tell you this, guys, and some of you guys are going to be mad because I'm saying this. You're going to be mad. But the thing is, when a woman asks you a question, she already knows the answer. She knows what's going to come out of your mouth because she already knows because she asked the question. Like, who's so and so? I used to get that all the time from my first wife. My second wife, not so much. Who's Eris? Eris is a former student of mine who now works at Kennedy King College in the bookstore, dear. Of course, she already knew the answer. You know, she knew I was smashing Eris. But honey, but anyway, yeah, they already know the answer to any question that they ask you. They just want to see if you're going to tell the truth. And 9 times out of 10, we lie, don't we? Y'all always lie. Why y'all got to lie? I'm just trying to protect you, baby. Here's Luther in his version of Always and Forever. Each moment with you. That somehow came true. Mm-mm. Always and forever. Mm-mm. Yep, 9 times out of 10, they already know the answer. So, guys, just come clean. Just say who the girl is. That's it. If she asks you, who's Eris? Just tell her who Eris is. Yep. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Just tell the truth. And once again, 9 times out of 10, they already know the answer. They already know that you're going to lie about it. You know. Yep, they know you're going to lie. They're just waiting like, let's see what lie ain't gonna tell. Whose car is that outside? Oh, baby, I got it from the dealer. You ain't got no credit. You ain't bought no car. Okay. You know, so on and so forth. How did you get money? How did I get money? I worked for it. You ain't got no job. Okay. Yep, 9 times out of 10, they already know the answer. And all you have to do is come clean. Okay? Guys don't want to hear that, though. They don't want to hear that. You know. We feel like if we lie to the woman, we're protecting them. No, we're protecting us. Well, actually, we're exposing us because when we lie and they already know the answer to it, yeah. 9 times out of 10, our stuff is already packed. It's like that song, when a woman's fed up, There ain't nothing you can do about it. It's like they never forget anything. You know. Remember that time you looked at that woman and we was at the grocery store? But honey, that was 8 years ago before we even got married. They don't forget. They don't forget nothing. You know, they never forget. And they never let you forget. You know. Remember that time? Yeah, I remember that time. Yeah, that was, ancient history, But they don't let you forget. Oh, no. No. No anime. You do not forget that. Mm-mm. Just when you think that she has forgotten something, she bring it back up. Things could be going so well. Oh, we're having such a ball. Oh, we're getting along so well. And then all of a sudden, ever talk to so-and-so anymore? Well, no, dear, I haven't talked to so-and-so in years. You know, don't even know if she's still alive. Tell the truth. Just come out and say, yeah, I was watching an episode of The Upshaws, which is one of my favorite sitcoms because Mike Epps and Kim Fields and Wanda Sykes are hilarious in it. Kim Fields, I think she ad-libs because she's trying to break out of that, child star mode. So every word out of her mouth is, and I don't think that's even written. I think she's just doing it because she can. Uh, don't call me Tootie. Don't call me Regine. My name is Kim Fields. And Kim does a great job on that show. It's excellently written. Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes are hilarious in it. And the episode I watched tonight was he was selling a car to this young lady, but he was leaving the house every day, driving the lady around in his car. But he was going to take the money and was going to give it to his wife. Well, it looked like he was cheating because he would leave the house every day, but he wasn't wearing what he would normally wear to the to his auto parts. Well, not auto parts, but his mechanic shop. So he was wearing something totally different. As a matter of fact, Wanda said he was dressing like Jake from State Farm. So, but it was a funny episode. It ends up where, and I don't want to give it away in case you all want to watch it, but had he just come clean, but then it wouldn't have been a surprise because he was going to sell the car and give her the money. Didn't work out that way. So, but you got to watch it. It's on Netflix. It is an original Netflix show, and I hope that it's on a long time. Mike Epps, Kim Fields, Wanda Sykes. It's called The Upshaws, and it's kind of based in Chicago, which is kind of cool. I like that. I'm wondering whose idea that was because none of them are from Chicago. Wanda's not from Chicago. Kim Fields is definitely not from Chicago. The closest is Mike Epps. He's from Gary. So I guess they said, okay, we're going to base the show in Chicago. So, every now and then they throw out a Chicago reference, which is cool, But it's a great show. You all should watch it. It is a great show. It's called The Upshaws, and it's on Netflix. It's an original program. Uh-oh, it's almost Betty by time. Oh yeah, half an hour. Howard Hewitt and Crystal Clear on Bedtime Stories with the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. I recently did a interview with someone else who was interviewing Howard Hewitt. The guy asked me to be on the interview because his regular partner was not going to show up that day. He said it would be great to have you on the show, and the two of us would interview Howard Hewitt. I was like, me? I was like, you sure you want to hang with Eddie King? I'm like, you want me on your show? Why? I don't get it. But it was a great interview. It was an interview that turned into a conversation, which was kind of cool. I don't like doing interviews because, oh, so how'd you get started? Okay, well, who were some of your influences? That's an interview. My thing was I wanted to find out what the feud was between him and Jody Watley, but he wouldn't go into it. He protected her. Like, I'm like, come on, man, come on. Just come out and say it. I just wanted to hear him say the words, Jody Watley's just a bitch. She's a bitch. That's what I wanted to hear. I'll never work with her ass no more. That's what I want to hear. I'm like, be truthful. Let's have a conversation. Let's not do the traditional interview. Just come out and tell me, man. You can't stand her, right? You think she's talentless. Is that what you want to say? I'm the star of this group, man. It's Shalimar. It should be Shalimar featuring Howard Hewitt. That's what I wanted to hear. He would never go into that. It was very, how can you say it was politically correct. And he, protected her at all costs. And I thought that was real gentlemanly of him. I just want him to break character just one time and just say, I didn't work with that no more. She made me sick. Oh, stinky girl. Here's Heatwave and Star of the Story on Bedtime Stories with the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. Let me be. I need some water. I'm getting parched. I'm back. I have to get some H2O. Good old water. Anywho, so I guess you guys are not up to talking tonight, huh? It's just Troy. Just Troy. Yep, just you and me, Troy. You, me, and Vic. Slick Vic. Hey, Miss Walker. You still here? Thank you. I appreciate it. I thought I was, thought it was just me and the guys, me and the guys, just hanging, you know. Which is interesting because originally the show was called Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the ladies in mind. But of course, my first wife didn't like that idea at all. Why has this got to be ladies? You're excluding your male listeners. I'm like, I don't give a about no male listeners. She was real serious about that. You're alienating your male listeners. I don't care about them. It's the show designed with the ladies in mind, and I struggled with it. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it, I want it to be the way it is. It's for the ladies. It's not for the guys. But you do a lot better if you change it to, like, okay. So I changed it. I changed one word in the catchphrase. It's the show design with the lovers in mind. Not the ladies, but the lovers. So whatever she was trying to do, it just, it flopped. They said, why did you change the name of the show? I said, well, it's always been Bedtime Stories. But it was always the show designed with the ladies in mind. And that was it. My audience is predominantly ladies. I wasn't trying to do a show for the guys because I felt like the show should be geared towards ladies because they don't have guys. Every lady on here doesn't have a guy. Some of them, very few. 9 times out of 10, they don't have a guy. So the whole premise of the show was, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that they go to at night. I'm the one, that they get in bed with. Well, that's not fair because you're alienating your male listeners. I'm like, they're alienating these women. How about that? They're alienating their women. So I have to, I have to entertain their women because they're not doing it. I still think you're making a big mistake. I still think you're trying to tell me what to do. So I changed it. And it became the show design with the lovers in mind. One word, lovers. Did I make a big mistake? I still believe it should be the show design with the ladies in mind. Because, once again, not every lady on here has someone to talk to at night. So I felt like I was filling that void, that I was, kind of that cool guy that you could talk to about anything. And that guy wouldn't be judgmental. And ladies would call me, and they would actually talk to me like I was, like their girlfriend or something like that. So I, I thought I was really doing something by, gearing the show towards females. David Allen Greer from Boomerang was hosting Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Was he? Okay. That's good. My cousin from Detroit. Yep. David Allen Greer. Yep. But, once again, I just thought that we should do something strictly for the ladies. Stevie Wonder from the album Inner Visions. That is Golden Lady right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Miss Walker once again. Troy Anthony, he said, I heard Ben Johnson got steroids from Al Greer just before the 1988 Olympics. Back in, let's see, 88, I was what, 18 or something like that. Yeah, no, 28. I didn't know what steroids was back then. Hello to Miss Hill. Thank you so much, Miss Hill. I haven't seen you in a while and talked to you. Well, I've never seen you, as a matter of fact, but I have talked to you. Thank you so much for being on our live. Right here on Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep. Formerly known as the show designed for the ladies, but now it's for everybody. Here's Tina Marie and Ooh La 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 on Bedtime Stories. Turvy. Miss Hill. What's going on, Miss Hill? What's new? Did AT&T finally take care of you? They took care of me. As long as I take care of that bill. Yep. As long as I pay them that $55 a month. Which is kind of cool because what Comcast charges what, about $100 for internet and what is it, cable and all that stuff. I'm like, man, people still get cable. Do they really? They still get cable. Yeah. They did it on Monday. All right. Cool. I'm like, do people still get cable? Some of them do. My sister, Angie, she still has they have AT&T, and they have the, the little cable boxes all over the house. Like, oh, okay, all right, you still got that. But our cable bill's like $100. Mine is half that, $55. And I have one, two, three, and a fourth coming. 500 megabits of optic fiber that will upgrade next week to 1 gigabyte per second. Okay, cool. Yep, mine's fast too. But anyway, I don't need it to be that fast, but mine is. I think mine is. Yeah. They have a way of they said checking your speed. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They said, Mr. Greer, you need to download the app. Now you can check your speed. You can pay your bill using the app. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. My thing is, okay, as long as the streaming doesn't go out, of course, when he hooked it up, I told him, what I needed it for. So that was it. Oh, you got the same deal I got then. Okay. But, it's pretty fast. I haven't had any dropouts, as you all can see. All of my computers are going through the Wi-Fi. Only one is hooked up hardwired, and that's the one that I use to stream with. It has to be hardwired. It can't be Wi-Fi. The laptops are working off the Wi-Fi, the tablet, so on and so forth. But basically, everything else, the TV up front has a Fire Stick. I plan to get another Fire Stick for the TV that's going to go back here, and then that TV is going to go here, and then the one in the front room, and then the one in the bedroom. The TV in the bedroom just has an antenna, as this one over here does, that my sister gave me, and that's for checking the weather in the morning and all that stuff. So, all of them don't have to be hooked up to the Fire Stick or cable or whatever. So, it is what it is, and I love it. I need that extra fast because I'm working from home and downloading something every 3 to 15 minutes. Well, that's good for you, because only time I get to be at home is now. And, if I had to work from home, I could. As a matter of fact, I could run WVON from my house. Yeah. But of course, they won't let me. That'd be too much like, we need to go back to bubble back TV. Did she say bubble back? Okay. Not the bubble back TV. Mm-mm. I mean, I have, like I said, I have another TV that was at the other house, and I'm going to put that one here in this room, which is the studio, and then I'm going to have the other one over here, and then the other one's going to be in the front room, which is and then a little bitty one in the bedroom. So, but that's all I really need. Do I need a TV in every room? Nah, not really. Uh, this will be the only room that has two TVs. You know, one of course is going to be hooked up to the Fire Stick, and the other one just regular antenna. So, which is cool. You know, in case I have someone, I don't know where they're gonna sleep at because ain't no bed in here. I mean, this room was not meant to be a bedroom. Maybe for a kid or something like that, little bitty kid. I'm like, this is a bedroom. I'm like, no, this is gonna be the studio because it's a small room. So, and plus it's close to the bathroom. So yeah. Can you tell me where I can find a deal on a 40 to 55 inch in 4K flat screen television? Yes, there is this, and you might not like this, but there's a pawn shop on Southwest Highway in Chicago, and they have all types of TVs, all sizes, everything. It's on 87th and Southwest Highway, and the TV started like $100 and up, 100 for a TV. Um, when I was living in the senior home, I had bought a TV. Wonder where that TV is now. But anyway, it's probably still out in Park Forest. But anyway, yeah, it was like the TV was what? I think the TV was like $50, maybe $60. But it was a small one. I didn't need like a whole big wall size television. I didn't need a 55 inch. So, but the pawn shop has some pretty good deals. I bought a lot of stuff from the pawn shop, and it's been some good deals. So that's it. That's all. Yeah, been some really good deals. Speakers, everything. There's this pawn shop on 79th Street, which is between I think Champlain and St. Lawrence, something like that. Yeah, across the street from the old Tiger Lounge. Mm-mm-mm. Stop back. Mm-mm-mm. Oh. Bree, Bree, Bree. I know I play that song all the time. I just love it. The Isley Brothers and Don't Hold Back right here on Bedtime Stories. With the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Miss Hill and my daughter, Brianna. Hi, Dad. She is the epitome of what of a daddy's girl. She's just she's the epitome of daddy's girl. Anyway, today I found this song, Well, I didn't find it, but someone sent it to me. It may sound familiar to you. In fact, it may sound real familiar to you, but it's got a little twist in it. Hope you like it. Here are the Isley Brothers and Beyonce. I am good, Brianna. How are you? 10 more days and it's happy anniversary. And get down, Billy Brown. My dear, happy anniversary and good cheer. Happy anniversary. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I am good. I'd complain, but I'd be joking. I'm in good health. Maybe not great health, but I'm in good health. How are you? Still waiting for you to come over to my apartment. Oh, but you can't come yet because I don't have banisters. So I'm waiting for the banisters to be installed. Then, yeah, then you can come over because I don't want you and the babies tumbling down the steps. You know, it's 20 steps to get to the second floor. So, yeah. So, Pastor Cousin Bell is supposed to be putting the railings in. You know, I've already given him half the money to go get the materials. So, yeah. So, so that's that. So, how was Bible study tonight? I know you went to church. Text me after your show. Okay. Will do. Ken said better late than never. I know, right? Look at that noise outside. That's not my fan. I can see my car from here. I didn't go. I wasn't feeling great. Oh, poor baby. You're like, what? You didn't go to church? Oh, no. That's right, Troy. Tits McGee. What'd you think about that, huh? The Ozzy Brothers and Beyonce. That's the original track taken from the album The Heat Is On. Make me say it again, girl. That's going to do. That's all, folks. Do it for me, Al Greer. Thank you to my daughter, Brianna, for checking in. Also to Troy Anthony, Ken Watlington, John Caldwell. Thank you so much. Deron Williams. It was good seeing you the other day, too, as well, brother. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. We'll do it again. Wait a minute. What's today? Yeah, we'll do it again soon. All right. I promise. Get well soon, Ray Neal, my nephew. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, Miss Delicious. All right. And we're gone. Pluto 2. Yeah, I've been trying to check that out too. Pluto TV. I got Netflix. What'd you say, Elmer Greer? Watch them stuffs. I got Netflix. I got Hulu. What's the other one? There's one more. Netflix, Hulu. There's so many of them. Tubi. Tubby. My ex-girlfriend. Tubby? No. So, yeah, it's a whole bunch of them. So, you know. But, and of course, the traditional ones. Showtime and HBO. So, it's cool. You know, I'm getting into the Fire Stick thing. Because it's like, hey, you don't have to, you know, don't have to get anything. You just put the Fire Stick in and connect the TV, Hulu, yeah, Booty, yeah, that too. So it's, you know, I'm learning all these new ones, and it's kind of cool, you know. But anyway, she said no cable. Oh, I don't have cable. I got internet, period. I got the box, and that's it. And the TVs run off of the internet, so you know it's all good. All right, guys, got to call my daughter, and today is Wednesday, isn't it? Yes, Wednesday show. Yeah, I'm not on tomorrow, but once again, thank you guys for spending a little time with us. What you say, jailbreak? Jailbreak or jailbait? I don't know which one. All right.